Alright, so listen up. Do not queue for multiplayer until this issue is addressed, guys. So people have figured out some kind of hack where they can basically just delete your save file if you get into a match with them. I had it happen to me, unfortunately, on my main save that has like 180 hours played. What happens is they don't actually delete your save, but they make your game unable to be recovered. What happens is even after they do it the first time, you leave the game, you come back in, and it doesn't matter. As soon as you load into the game, you will find yourself in an infinite death loop. So what happens is they teleport you to like 1 inch above the water, and they can reset your respawn point to be right above the water. And even when you go back to offline, that new respawn point exists forever now, like an extra grace. They basically added a grace into your game right on top of the water, and you get an infinite death. I actually got the recording of the guy doing it to me. Let me show you that. So I was trying to get a build done for a certain spell I wanted to show people. And I come into this guy's world, and you might notice his name is Go to Brazil. Really funny, appropriate name for what he's doing, because he sent me off in the middle of nowhere. Not saying Brazil's middle of nowhere, but he sent me away from home, to say the least. So I'm walking up to this guy. He looks like he's not paying attention, and then he turns, and this is where it's just a hardcore hack, because there's no spell in the game that will activate some kind of load like this. He looks at me. He looks like he's casting a spell, and then I get a load like I'm teleporting somewhere. And next thing I know, I am death planed right above water, right next to the starting area of the game, but off in the water. And now my respawn is permanently set on this save file to be about 1 inch above the water, and it's unrecoverable. I spent 2.5 hours trying to recover it, because apparently word on the street is that if you Alt F4 and come back into your game over and over again, sooner or later it'll spawn you a little bit higher, give you enough time to open up your map, press Y or triangle, or whatever the hell it is on PC to open up this menu, and then press X to select one, or square, or whatever is on PC, and then hit OK. So on an Xbox, it's going to be the back button, Y, X, and then A. And try to teleport away to the nearest grace whenever you can. So I tried for about 2 hours doing that over and over again. I would Alt F4, reopen the game. Alt F4, reopen the game, come back in. And I think that the guy who did it to me had perfected the script, because whatever he had done, I never, ever got a load that was high enough to even open the map. There was one time that, in the very beginning, it did it one time, and I didn't realize, and it wasn't until later then I realized, oh wait, I could open the map during that. And then after that again, I think I probably restarted the game, I want to say like 40 to 50 times. And that's with an SSD. Here's the thing. I'm using an SSD. If the average time to get lucky and recover your game by doing that, if it's even possible with the way this guy might have just had a better hack, so it might not actually be possible for me. Even if it was recoverable, let's say I sat there for 8 hours, restart my game like about 400 times in order to finally get lucky and get a back YXA before I fall to my death. That's with an SSD, which means if you're playing the game on an old console or a hard drive, 8 hours of doing that for me would probably be more like 40 hours for you on a hard disk drive. Because on a hard disk drive, opening up the game and doing all this and loading your file is going to literally take like 5 to 8 times longer than a solid state drive. So yeah, if this happens to you and you have a hard disk drive, as far as I'm concerned, your save's deleted. No casual player is going to spend 45 hours of their life restarting the game and trying to open up a little map thing while they're loading in. Nobody's going to do that, okay? I considered doing it for 2 hours because I'm a content creator, and it would have been nice to get my main save file back. But until they hotfix it, whatever, kind of patch, my game, I'm done. My main count's done. I got to start on a second one now to keep making content for you guys, which is really unfortunate. I'll contact support and see what I get out of it. I don't know if they can do anything, though. So the main takeaway from this video is do not queue for any kind of multiplayer. Do not invade worlds and turn off multiplayer. Because what I have found from my research is that they can actually invade you and then do it to you. They don't need it to be on their world. They come to your world and instantly teleport you over to there, and now you're done. And they can just basically, effectively, they just delete your save file. I mean, as far I know, delete's not the right term. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, the file's deleted. They might as well just delete it. I mean, I literally can't use it. So unless they make a patch, if a patch never comes out, as far as I'm concerned, that file just got deleted. I literally will never be able to use that file ever again until there's a patch. I tried going into app data and trying to get save files, and they don't, as far as I could find, there were no backup saves. It's just one save file. Like, and if there is, I don't know how to take it apart. It was like a .adp or some random thing that I couldn't figure out how to open. I mean, I'm decent technical knowledge, but it would have been a pain in the ass to start like Googling file extensions and trying to figure out a way to open it and then separate, if it's even possible for someone at my skill level. Probably not. So my file's gone. So there goes my 180-hour character, level 170 or whatever, that has all my stuff for testing, all my bell bearings and stuff to make these videos faster. Gone. Just like that, gone, because I was testing something in multiplayer. So be warned, do not play multiplayer. Just completely boycott multiplayer and turn it off entirely until this is addressed, or you will lose your file as soon as you run into the Go to Brazil guy or someone using the exact same type of hack. So public service announcement, this has been it, guys. Do not go to multiplayer, end of story, until they address this patch. And if they do, I'll post a video about the issue has been addressed and there was a patch. But for the time being, multiplayer is a clown fiesta and you should never join it ever. And one last word on that, you know, in the past apparently there's a Dark Souls 3 exploit like that where they could like hack your actual computer somehow. This does not bode well for that. This makes me go, I think I'm probably never gonna join multiplayer again because they still haven't gotten their act together, it looks like. It's a really bad look. So I'm kind of concerned at that. Probably not touching multiplayer again. It just seems too dangerous, and I would highly advise against it unless you don't really have much to lose as far as, you know, your computer and whatever that means to you, what your files are and stuff like that. But public service now, don't join multiplayer in Elden Ring.